Hi there everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Wednesday, welcome to another video. Today is the last Mother's Day card that I will be creating with you guys, and all of the cards that you've seen over the last week will be available in my Etsy shop at some point today. This video is going up on April 28th, which is the day of my RA infusion, my very first one. It's later in the afternoon, so I'm hoping that I will have everything scheduled and ready to go live when this video goes live over my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, that will be linked down below. So today is a video for Anthony's Papercraft. You guys know I'm on their design team, and our theme for the month was Mother's Day. So I used a sympathy stamp set to create this card. So this card turned out very rich in color. It's got blacks and golds and reds. I think a lot of times things we find in the store or what we're more gravitated this time of year are more like pastels and those kinds of things. So I wanted to show you something a little bit different. I used some dies from honeybee stamps and some Sizzix dies, etc. I will have all of the links for Anthony's Papercraft in the description box down below, but that's enough of me yakking. Let's head over to my crafting table and we'll get started. Before I forget, tomorrow is my birthday, April 29th, 2021. I will turn 43 years old. I will probably be doing a giveaway, so keep an eye out for that. It will be in a separate video. It may go up sometime this weekend. So yeah, so just keep an eye on that so we can celebrate my birthday with a giveaway. All right, friends, let's head over to my craft table and we'll get started. Okay, friends, I'm going to be using this border, this flower kind of frame from the Sympathies 1 set, and then I'm going to be using the You're the Best sentiment from the Borders 3 set. And again, I will have this linked in the description box down below. I am using my Gina K ink on my Hammermill cardstock, and I'm going to be coloring the flowers red. So I'm using R46, 35, and then I believe 43, and then I bring in 59 because I wanted it a little bit deeper. So this is my favorite red color combination. I love how this turned out. You guys saw me use this a lot during Christmas. It's one of my most favorite color combinations. So I am just going to color the flowers and then we'll move on to the next step. Finished coloring the flowers, I'm going to bring in some greens using G29, 46, and 43. These are a little bit more of like a sprucey kind of blue green, not blue green, like a gray green. More than a bright and vibrant green. I really wanted to bring in some texture, but I wanted to keep the color palette a little bit deeper, with a bit more depth. So I'm coloring all the leaves in with the lightest color, then going in with the two deepest colors on the kind of veining of the leaves, and then I come back with the lightest color to blend it all out. And once I've done that, I decided to bring in my Versamarker. You guys saw me do this in the Sweet Mama and Baby card. So a Versamarker is basically just Versamark ink in a pen form. And I'm using the tip, not chiseled nib, the smaller nib, not the brush nib, to add this ink to the frame that is not covered in flowers, so I could bring in a bit of gold. And I went back and forth on whether I wanted to do gold or silver, but I decided to go with gold, although it's not my favorite metal. It is a bit more warm, and I wanted to keep this card, especially this part, warm with the gold rather than as cool, because it is going to be a bit cooler with all of the black and the white that will be showing. So once I get that heated, I'm going to bring in a die to cut it out. I considered fussy cutting it out, but I knew that would not work. If I'd had my skinner, I would have gone ahead and done this with my skin and cut, but I didn't have it yet. So I'm going to be using that alphabet from Sizzix. I got it from Scrapbook Pal, and I am using some rectangle dies. These are stitch rectangle dies from Pink and Main. They end up fitting this just about perfectly. Again, if you have a brother skin and cut, you could always cut, fussy cut this around with the flowers, etc. But I actually kind of like the way this turned out. So I'm just doing my trick where I'm using washi tape. I just run it on the back of my hand to remove some of the tackiness, and then I attach it. So this is some gold paper that I used in a Stampin' Up! Tutorial, a class a few years ago. And what I had done was I'd covered the entire back of the glitter cardstock with the Sizzix adhesive sheet and just kept it in my stash. So these letters now have the adhesive sheet on the back. So I brought in this quilted background. This is from Honeybee Stamps. This is a cover plate, which is basically a really expensive embossing folder. If you ask me, they're made out of metal instead of being out of plastic, but they work like an embossing folder. So I am bringing in that piece of black, and I'm going to bring in the You're the Best sentiment, and I'm going to be using the Versamark ink so I can emboss this in gold to bring in a bit more gold to the card. So I'm just using some embossing powder from my stash. I'm going to heat it with my heat tool, and then I'm going to bring, I don't remember what blueprints this is from, but I'm going to bring in a die from My Favorite Things to cut out that sentiment. So I'm going to run that through my Gemini. And then I'm also going to go ahead and bring in this frame. I wanted to cut out the center of this paper because I didn't want to waste it. Because I want the frame, but when you use an entire sheet, you waste everything that's not going to be seen. So I have this frame. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but now I have it. So yay me, yay. But that's a really good, idea. And you could use your trimmer to do that, but I almost always screw it up. So I just went with a die. So I had picked up some Nina 110 pound solar white from Amazon. I bought a ream of it. That way I would have white paper for white card bases. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm using a white card base, and I am gluing down the gold first, and then I'm going to add the kind of quilted background. It's really hard to see in this light, but in the pictures you're going to see it really, really well. So I was thinking I was going to use that frame as a frame, but it didn't work out. But I knew I wanted to bring in a bit more gold. So I have a little bit more, or another sheet that has a pretty big chunk, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the back of that. This is why I always save my scraps. And then I'm just going to trim that out with my trimmer. And then we're going to get that adhered to the card as well. So for this, I'm going to pop it up using the Scotch mounting foam. You can get this off Amazon. I've had my roll, I think, over a year, maybe even longer than that. and I still haven't finished it. I like to use it when I am working on wider images or bigger images. That way I don't have to try to do 1,000 little pop dots. So I'm going to go ahead and add my letters, and I did this completely crooked because it's me, right? That's what I tend to do. And so I put it down, and then I just brought in my pokey tool. What is this called? Craft pick from Tim Holtz to move the letters around and get them straight. And once I do that, that's it. That's the end of the card. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Like I said in the intro, this card will be available in the description or in my Etsy shop, which will be linked in the description box down below. No giveaway today because I posted a giveaway on the 29th. So if you haven't seen that, you have one more day to enter. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.